In 1970, I was a nursing student living in Philadelphia with my roommate Linda. It started, as these things so often do, with a gift. A gesture of love from my mother. She knew I collected dolls. This one was different. A Raggedy Ann, with its yarn hair and painted-in smile. We called her Annabelle. In the beginning, she was just an objective splash of color in our drab student apartment. She'd sit on my bed, slumped over, lifeless, or so we thought. The first time, it was small. I'd leave her on my bed and come home from a long shift at the hospital to find her in the rocking chair. My roommate Linda swore she hadn't touched her. We laughed it off. Maybe I'd moved her and forgotten. The mind plays tricks when you're exhausted, but it kept happening. Her legs would be crossed one way, then the other, her head tilted, as if listening. Then came the notes. Little slips of parchment paper. We didn't even own parchment paper. They'd appear on the floor under the door. Handwriting was like a child's. They'd say, "Things help me, sometimes help us." Who was us? Was it a prank? A cruel joke from a neighbor? The logical part of my brain screamed for an explanation. The part that had to live there was beginning to scream for other reasons. We couldn't take it anymore. We called in a medium. She sat in our apartment, her eyes closed, and told us a story. A spirit, she said, was attached to the doll. A 7-year-old girl named Annabelle Higgins, who had died on this property long ago. She said the spirit was lonely. She felt safe with us. She just wanted to stay. A lost little girl. How could we say no? We gave her permission. That was our biggest mistake. Our friend Lou hated the doll, said he saw something evil in its glass eyes. One night he was in the apartment alone, and he heard a noise from my room. He went to check, and then he screamed, said the doll wasn't there. He felt a presence behind him, then a searing pain on his chest. When we got home, his shirt was torn, and there were scratches, bleeding claw marks. But there was no one else there. Just him and the doll, now back in its chair. This wasn't a lost little girl. This was something else. We were desperate, so we called them, the demonologists. They walked into our home, and the atmosphere changed. They didn't see a child's spirit. They saw a conduit, an inhuman entity, they said. Demonic. It was never alive. It was manipulating the doll, feigning innocence to get our permission, our energy. It wasn't trying to possess the doll. It was trying to possess one of us. They took her away that day. For years, I've replayed it. The scratches, the notes, the medium's story. Was it a demon, or was it something else? The power of suggestion is a potent force. We were two young, stressed nursing students. Did we want to see something? Did the medium plant a seed that our tired minds watered into a monster? The truth is, I don't know. I don't know what happened in that room. All I know is what I felt. The demonologists brought the doll here, to this house. It's where I saw her one last time. They put her in the red dress, and I recoiled. That wasn't a child's dress. It was a priestess dress. And then he showed me the scratches on her back. It's not made by Lou. By someone much stronger than Lou. Much stronger than all of us. He handed me an old Bible, and I did what they asked. I prayed. I begged God to protect us, save us, deliver us. And then I watched them drive her away. They took the scratches with them. The doll went to a museum. I went to see her once, before they locked her up. She was behind sacred glass, blessed weekly. No more scratching post, no more bleeding, no more moving on her own, no more Annabelle. Now they call her something else, something that strikes fear into the hearts of men. They make pilgrimages. They come to stare at her. I want to see the demon. What they don't see is the girl, a child in a red dress, with a smile painted on. This is where she lives now, behind sacred glass, blessed weekly. A tourist attraction. A movie star. The legend grew far beyond our little apartment, becoming a cultural touchstone for the supernatural. People come to stare, to feel a thrill, to test their bravery. They see a monster from the movies. But I see something different. See a catalyst. An object that we poured our fear into. In the end, maybe it doesn't matter what was real and what was imagined. Whether it was a demon, or a hoax, or a shared delusion. The story has its own power now, lives on, separate from the cloth and yarn. And sometimes, in the dead of night, I still wonder. If you stare at an object long enough, and you believe with all your heart that it's watching you back, does it eventually begin to see?